Have you ever picked one product over another because it was labeled eco-friendly? Or spent a little more on a coffee because you know the company treats its farmers well? If you have, you're part of a quiet revolution that is completely rewriting the rules of business. The single biggest force pushing companies to get serious about sustainability isn't governments or new laws, it's you. For the longest time, the business world had a simple formula: make a profit and don't worry about much else. But that thinking is starting to look ancient. A new, powerful variable is being forced into the equation for success, and it's a direct result of the choices we all make every day. Sustainability isn't a niche idea or a PR stunt anymore. It's become a core expectation. This shift is so massive that it's forcing the biggest companies on the planet to rethink everything from the materials they use to their entire reason for being. So, how did your shopping list become one of the most disruptive forces in modern business? The problem: the rise of the conscious consumer. The whole relationship between a company and its customers has flipped. It used to be a one-way street. Companies made stuff, you saw an ad, and you bought it. Now it's a two-way conversation, and consumers are holding the megaphone. This didn't happen overnight. It's the result of a few powerful trends colliding at once. First, we all have way more access to information. The internet and social media have pulled back the curtain on how companies really operate. A controversy over a supply chain, an environmental accident, or an unethical factory can go viral in hours and reach millions of people. This has created a new era of transparency, and with it, a new standard of accountability. We don't just take a company's word for it anymore, we check the receipts. In fact, studies show an overwhelming majority of consumers prioritize transparency when deciding where to spend their money. Second, there's a massive generational shift happening. Younger consumers, especially millennials and Gen Z, are hitting their prime spending years with a totally different set of values. By 2030, these two groups will make up the vast majority of the global workforce. They aren't just buying things, they're activists who vote with their wallets. A significant majority of these consumers say they're willing to pay more for sustainable products and will drop a brand in a heartbeat to switch to one that aligns with their values. For them, sustainability is about more than just the environment. It's about ethical responsibility. They want to know where a product came from, how it was made, and the human story behind it. And this isn't just a trend in the West. While developed countries are a big part of it, some of the highest demand for sustainable goods is coming from growing economies in Asia and other parts of the world. The result of all this is a new kind of pressure on businesses. It's constant, it's global, and it's personal. Companies can't hide behind a glossy report or a vague mission statement anymore. They're being judged in real time on their real-world impact. Ignoring this shift isn't just bad PR, it's a direct threat to their bottom line. The choice for businesses is simple: adapt or get left behind. The solution: how businesses are fundamentally responding. Faced with this tidal wave of consumer demand, the smart companies aren't just making small changes. They're going through fundamental transformations, weaving sustainability so deep into their strategies that it becomes part of their DNA. This is happening in three key areas: what they make, how they make it, and how they sell it. Let's start with product and service innovation. The demand for green everything is sparking a huge wave of creativity. We're seeing a boom in products with real eco-credentials, from fully recyclable packaging to carbon-neutral services. Companies are re-engineering their products from the very beginning. This might look like Patagonia's Worn-Wear program, which encourages you to repair your clothes instead of just buying new ones. Or it might mean inventing new business models, like the circular economy, where products are designed from the start to be reused, refurbished, or recycled. It's a closed-loop system that aims for zero waste. This pressure is also forcing a complete rethink of global supply chains. For decades, the goal was to make things faster and cheaper. Now, sustainability and ethics are just as important. Companies are under a microscope to prove their materials are sourced responsibly. This means they have to map out their entire supply chain to find and fix environmental risks and unethical labor. You see huge corporations like Unilever pledging to end deforestation in their supply chains and investing in things like regenerative agriculture to restore soil health. Technology is a huge helper here, with tools like blockchain and AI providing trustworthy data on a product's journey from the farm to the store shelf. Finally, sustainability is becoming a key part of the customer experience itself. It's not enough to just sell a green product. The entire process has to feel consistent with that promise. This means offering greener delivery options, putting QR codes on packaging so you can see a product's impact, or creating loyalty programs that reward you for doing things like recycling. A brilliant example is Alipay's Ant Forest in China, which turns users' low-carbon choices like taking a bike instead of a Carinto points that go toward planting real trees. That kind of engagement builds a much deeper connection and turns customers into true fans of the brand. These aren't just one-off projects. The most forward-thinking companies get that sustainability has to be a holistic strategy, something that connects the boardroom to the factory floor, if they want to truly meet what today's customer expects. The opportunity beyond response to strategic advantage. And this is where the story gets really interesting. What started as a defense against consumer pressure is now being seen as one of the biggest business opportunities of our time. Companies that actually lead on sustainability aren't just managing risk, they're building stronger, more innovative, and more profitable businesses. The most obvious advantage is standing out from the crowd. In a noisy marketplace, a real commitment to sustainability is a powerful way to build brand loyalty. We have the data. Products with strong, verifiable sustainability claims have been shown to grow much faster than their competitors. It creates a powerful feedback loop. Doing good for the world becomes a key reason a company does well financially. The second opportunity, and maybe the most exciting, is innovation. When you start looking at your business through a sustainability lens, you're forced to ask different questions. How do we make this with zero waste? Could we turn this byproduct into a whole new revenue stream? These questions are leading to breakthroughs in material science, energy efficiency, and new business models. The companies that lean into this are discovering that sustainability isn't a cost. It's a catalyst for innovation that opens up new markets and makes their operations leaner. But this opportunity comes with a huge challenge: greenwashing. As sustainability becomes a basic expectation, we've all become more skeptical of what companies claim. More than half of consumers worry their favorite brands might be greenwashing, making misleading claims about how eco-friendly they are. We've already seen major brands get hit with lawsuits and public backlash for campaigns that exaggerated their positive impact, or, worse, hid the negative. The message from all of us is crystal clear. Show us the proof. Don't just give us promises. Authenticity is everything. Companies have to back their claims up with transparent data, real progress, and credible certifications if they want to earn our trust. The businesses that will own the next decade are the ones that see sustainability not as a chore, but as their purpose. They're using it to guide every decision they make. They're moving beyond just reducing their negative impact and are actively trying to make a positive one-year concept called regeneration. Conclusion. So the next time you're in a store trying to decide between two products, remember the power you have in your hands. Your expectations, your questions, and your choices are sending a loud and clear signal to CEOs and boardrooms all over the world. You are helping create a new kind of economy, one that's more transparent, more responsible, and built to last. This shift isn't coming anymore, it's already here. The businesses that listen, adapt, and truly weave these values into who they are will be the ones that not only survive, but lead us into the future. The ones that treat it like a marketing trend will be left behind. Because the single biggest force shaping the future of business isn't a CEO or an investor, it's all of us. If you want to see how specific industries are putting these ideas into practice, check out our video on circular economies in the fashion world. And as always, subscribe for more breakdowns on the future of business and tech.